Views expressed by Casters Guild members are only the opinions of that member, and that could change from day to day. Guild members may use mature language, but that in no way means they are mature. Listener discretion is advised.
Get ready to bang the drums with Animal, turn on an awesome new lightsaber with Rey, and roll the dice with Brennan Lee Mulligan as a vegetable, because that's the spell we're casting tonight on Casters Guild. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Casters Guild. I am your Guildmaster, Rick Perry, and I am ready to rock.
And I'm your Guildmaster, Baron Kane, and I'm really starting to think that we should talk these out before we start.
Ready to roll was your line.
Nope.
See?
Nope.
Yeah,
Nope, I'm not ready. I'm not an improv artist. I was kicked out of the Upright Citizens Brigade, like, first week. I just
because
can't
you
do it.
weren't ready to roll, specifically.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And joining us is our Guild Artificer. Feel free to introduce yourself.
Hey, yo, it's me. My name is Lee, but you could call me Grizz or whatever.
And
I'm here.
we haven't recorded for 2
ready to
weeks. We haven't recorded for 2 weeks, and a lot of shit happened.
What? Nuh-uh.
A lot of shit.
Oh, Guild Train's coming.
To happen.
Baron, I'll let you go ahead.
Hold on to the Guild Train is coming. I'm talking so that you could hear it. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Baron, I sent you something today, and I think you should go ahead and start the episode with that.
With the dick pic?
So anyways, it's kind of got a mushroomy kind of
so Dimension 20.
Oh, yes. This, I think I saw as well. I didn't.
Yeah, I did. I saw the finale to Ever After. It was great.
Oh, I didn't see that. I haven't watched Ever After yet. But I did see something else.
Oh, are we talking about the return to the realm of candy?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know anything about it.
Oh, well, there was a trailer, and I'm assuming that's what
Yeah.
GMR over here sent you, and it portrays the lovely Matt Mercer at the helm of the Dimension 20 table with many of their veteran and beloved members, including, of course, Brennan Lee Mulligan himself, but also, none in the least, Abria Iyengar, who's amazing. I love her. Lou Wilson, who's also one of the best people to exist. Katie and I just found out, Katie's my partner, for those of you. She just showed me this video of him. He's on, like, one of the late nights. Is it Jimmy Kimmel's? He's like their
He's the opening announcer.
Yeah. I was
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And I love Lou, so I was like, that's pretty dope that he's got a gig like that, because I knew he had done stuff with, obviously, Dimension 20. But anyway, that aside, yeah, and I think Zach Oyama's in it as well, and there's another lady I'm not familiar with from prior Dimension 20, like whatnot.
She's done a lot of stuff in Critical Role.
Oh, is she? Okay, so Gotcha. But yeah, I mean, it just looks like it's going to be awesome. And yeah, I guess they're keeping with that Game of Thronesian feel, and it's like, this is now like
Anjali
prequel.
Bhimani.
Yes, okay. I couldn't recall her name, but yeah.
Me neither. I think she was in Miss Marvel too. One of the aunties, I believe.
That's cool.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but Brennan Lee Mulligan ran a campaign that was like a prequel to the Critical Role stuff.
Yes, and
I think so.
And now Matt Mercer is running a prequel to the Crown of Candy stuff.
Which, oh my god, if you have not seen the Exandria prequel, watch it. I did not think. I mean, like, I know Brendan Lee Mulligan has his moments of levity and oh my gosh, he has his moments of seriousness.
Mm-hmm.
I did not think he could really hit that tone that he took. I mean, there was definitely some funny parts in there.
Sure.
Like Volo. Not Bolo. Well, what's her name? Bolo. Because Volo is someone else. Bolo.
Yeah.
Anyways. So yeah, so I'm interested to see if Matt Mercer okay, so here's the deal. I see Matt Mercer as more serious with some funny parts. I see Brendan Lee Mulligan as funny, clever funny, with some serious parts. I want to see if Matt Mercer can maintain that level of silly.
You want to see if Matt Mercer can do the switch like Lee Mulligan did the switch.
Right.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Very true. But yeah, no, I did see that today, and it looks super.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it.
Well, we know some DMing habits die hard, because even toward the end of the trailer, Mercer hit the team with a "How do you want to do this?"
His famous line.
And it's crazy too, because I feel like this is like the whole thing's already been recorded, which is also weird because Brendan has like a beard through this whole thing. So Brendan playing is always great too.
Yeah, that's true. Kelp has got to be one of my favorite TTRPG characters that I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I had to think of that one. Yeah, that was great.
From Misfits and Magic.
Name
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another one. You have about 90 seconds to concede speech.
Yep.
Is my favorite shit.
That was pretty golden. And I don't know, I always have a really like loving soft spot for my favorite chaotic goblin, Eric Ishii.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, makes sense now, but I was like, fuck, I feel like I this is a character I could play, because this is like, I could relate.
Right.
But yeah, I love Erica, and that was an awesome series overall. If I had one complaint, I think maybe there was like one or two too many mukbang references.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, that's not even. I was trying to make a joke. I kind of ruined it on myself. But the real joke was that I only was like slightly like, what the fuck about it, because I didn't know what it was until that reference.
Right.
So it was like where I learned what a mukbang was or whatever.
So in other news, something else that happened during the 2 weeks that we hadn't recorded, Star Wars Celebration happened.
Hell yeah, dude.
And I have a list here of everything that got announced.
Can I just say that I'm surprised all of us Force-sensitive fuckers out there, and I know you know who you are. We three here, I would think, are amongst them. Rick and myself, I at least know are. I'll assume for Baron, but very well could be. How are you going to show a fucking lightsaber like that and not make it available for commercial purchase? Like, fuck you, man. Fuck you, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Look, just give it time. Anytime they come out with something like that, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, it's not commercially available. Give it a few years for parts to get cheaper, them to figure out how to manufacture on a line. It'll be available.
You're probably right, but I'm butthurt about it.
It'll be expensive as hell.
Oh, for sure.
But it'll be available.
Finance that fucker like a car. Oh, you want to talk about having the zoom-zooms and the pew-pews? That's where it is, baby girl.
All right.
But yeah, there were lots of cool announcements. Let's go through them.
So the first thing I have on my list here is they announced 3 new movies.
That's pretty big. Did they give an official timeline on the release of said films?
I don't see any release dates, but here's what I do have. We're getting one from the Indiana Jones 5 director, James Mangold, which will be set thousands of years in the past and will focus on the very first Jedi.
It's got potential for show. I think that's one thing too, is that like, if you're a fan of Star Wars, we take it with a grain of salt kind of stuff at this point, right? We kind of know what to expect. We kind of know what we want. We know what we'd like to see. And what it really comes down to is we give it the benefit of the doubt, go into it, hopefully,
right,
with an open mind, and judge it based on its merit. And because, as we all know as Star Wars fans, lots of them are fucking home runs, slappers, and bangers. And then some of them fall a little flat. So, but we'll see. Now that one looks like it could be cool.
So then there's the one I'm most excited about. Dave Filoni is putting together a movie that will bring all the Disney Plus shows so far together. So Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, all those Disney Plus shows that have come out, and just kind of like Avengers them together.
Seems like a feat, but I'm excited to see what could come of it. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, Mando's a whole, like, you know, fucking huge pull. Book of Boba Fett, a lot of people have mixed feelings, but even then, still, Boba Fett's a badass and beloved character, so he could still be super cool in a series like that. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where they take it.
Yeah, I think
I will say this, and like I know that we are we're just kind of getting this news from Games Radar, but what the Games Radar's wording, I don't think they're going to be able to fit Andor in there.
That's true. That's true. The timeline doesn't really work out
They said the Disney Plus show so far, Andor's not going to make it. Sorry.
Yeah, Bad Batch isn't gonna.
Oh, no bad. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, no bad. Wait. No bad Batch. Well, you know what? They may fuck around. Put someone in there.
That's true. That's true.
Because there are still clones around.
Right. That's very true.
So, hell, maybe one of them made it through and they're there.
I'm excited to see a lot of the Rebels like characters come to life. Like I saw the announcement casting for Hera and what's her name?
Oh no, they showed them.
Yeah. I'm excited. Well, I mean, like, but just to in actual scenarios,
they want to see what they do with the characters.
Right. Yeah, and I think they look really cool. First of all, visually, I like the casting for them a bit. I don't know if they got anybody original voice actor or not. I couldn't remember the names or anything like that. But are they? I didn't see anything about what's his name, Zeb, like the four-armed like guy. Are they going to bring him in? I didn't see anything about him.
The forearm guy.
Well, he was only like one of two of his race left, essentially.
Are you talking about the big purple guy?
Yeah, Zeb, I think is his name.
He definitely only had 2 arms.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Definitely. I just recently saw him.
Okay. Well, what am I thinking? Hold on.
You're thinking of
the guy his legs are kind of, aren't his legs backwards? Okay, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
I think the guy with 4 arms is in the video game.
Yeah, why is it anytime I think of this video game, the title immediately leaves me?
We're just
I know the new one, Fallen Order. I knew the new one was Jedi Survivor, but Fallen Order. Anytime I try to think of that game, like I'm like, yeah, Cal Kestis, but like the title of that game. But yeah, Cal Kestis's teacher had 4 arms, I do believe.
Okay.
No.
But he was
No?
They're of the same race.
You're thinking of the guy driving the ship had
4 arms. The pilot had 4 arms. Yes, you are correct.
That's right.
His master is the same race as
him. Yeah, look, we're getting all tied up now.
But we're on the same page.
Yes.
Like we're fucked up.
We're on the same incorrect page.
We turned to page 794 and just thought we knew them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but Baron, I'd like to point out that Dave Filoni doing this movie just kind of lends credence to your theory that the Book of Boba Fett was still the story of Din Djarin. Like, this was just the book of Boba Fett from Din Djarin's story. So, like, I think the fact that they're tying them all together now just really kind of another point to your theory there.
Right. Yeah. But who could they... Oh, I was about to say, who else could they be bringing in? But they could bring in Ming-Na's character's name. The assassin. Ming-Na Wen's.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I forget her name, but the one that they have like the shootout in the desert.
Man, I'm just saying, Star Wars names are like the hardest bullshits to remember.
Look, we all knew George Lucas was off his rocker when he decided to rename Jazz for Star Wars.
Who was the kid with the green lightsaber in the original ones?
Oh, God. It started with an L, I think.
No, you're dumb.
Yep.
No.
Yeah. All right. But of the 3 movies, last but certainly not least, we have a movie starring a brand new Jedi Master, Rey Skywalker.
Good.
Coming in and restarting the Jedi Order, trying to put it all back together.
Look, all I want from the new, I don't know if do they plan on making it another trilogy, or is it just a new movie?
Well, we know these 3 movies just got announced. They're not a trilogy because they don't lead into each other.
I didn't
but
mean...
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But these 3 movies are all we have announced right now. So, could it be a new trilogy? Absolutely. Will it? Who the fuck knows? Probably, because, money.
Right, and Star Wars typically comes in 3s when it's like, talking about the major plot line.
My only thing is, the Skywalker saga was done.
Oh, yeah. It's been done.
The Skywalker saga was done. And yet, if this new movie is the start of a new trilogy, right back into the Skywalker saga. Like,
right.
Fucking really?
Yeah, that's the one thing I wish they hadn't done is been like, gave her the name Skywalker at the end of it. Not because I didn't think that she deserved the name, not because whatever. Because, yes, the Skywalkers are done.
Yeah.
They're done.
They had their chances.
They had their moment in the Force.
We told the Skywalker story in the late 70s, early 80s, and then we told it again in like the 2000s, and then we just saw some more of it over this last trilogy. So all I'm saying is we got a whole, you say it in the fucking front of every property project you do. Galaxy far, far away, long, long time ago. Guess what, motherfucker? I'm sure there was a lot more people without the last name Skywalker in this galaxy.
It is my largest problem with Star Wars as a whole, is that they cannot leave the fucking Skywalkers alone. It's one of the reasons I love Mandalorian so much and like all these other shows, is because
Luke couldn't even stay the fuck out of that though.
That's true. And like I had an entire rant about that, but yeah, they just can't leave the fucking Skywalkers alone.
Not that he didn't look great in it, okay? I'm just saying, but and it makes, kind of canonical sense or whatever. I get what they're going for, but it's just more flame to the fodder of this point.
Right.
Now,
there were some other really cool projects announced as well that I think I might even be looking forward to more than just these themselves.
Before we move on, I want Finn to be a Jedi. Okay, go.
That would be dope and would make a hell a lot of sense, especially since they teased him so hard.
Teased him so
hard. Well, they even make it a point not just anybody can fuck around with a lightsaber and find out without losing a limb. It's like, all right, well, dog obviously he's got some fucking chops. Like, give the guy a chance.
I know they're not canon, but if you've seen any of the Lego Star Wars movies, a big subplot of those movies is Rey training Finn to be a Jedi.
If Dave Filoni is a man worth his salt, he will make Finn a Jedi.
So now we got a whole movie about Rey training new Jedi. Let's get Finn on the roster. Just saying.
Hell yeah. I mean, Rey's not going to need a hand from another capable Jedi person. Like,
right?
Come on. And it's not like he hadn't put in his time. He fucking pulled through for them every time throughout that trilogy.
He was the most trust in the Force motherfucker I've ever seen.
Also that.
We'll use the Force. We'll use the Force.
He just woke up one day and was like, man, fuck this Empire shit.
Well, that may also be because he was doing latrine duty, essentially.
True.
Yeah.
And who wouldn't be at that point? They're like, man, fuck the health benefits. I'm out of here.
Literally, fuck this shit.
Yeah. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
All right. So we had a bunch of teasers for new projects, including Star Wars' ongoing Cyberpunk series, Andor, getting a season 2.
Which, I mean, I could take or leave. I've not seen Andor 1, and I didn't mind Andor's character, and I did like Star Wars. What was that? Rogue One.
There we go.
I did like that one. Thank you, Baron. But I don't know. It's like maybe you guys correct me if I'm wrong, because again, I haven't seen it, so I'm just more or less talking out of my ass. It doesn't appeal to me as much as a lot of the other properties within
I can't correct personal preference.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Like, if you've seen it and you think it's worth watching, or like, you know, then whatever. Let me know.
I will say
I'll definitely be open to hearing your opinions. Is my point.
I will say this, like Rick was saying, it's, you know, everyone's favorite Star Wars cyberpunk series. If you like cyberpunk, the concepts, the aesthetic, the themes that go along with cyberpunk, this is it.
It hits it. It hits every part of it. It's even the Blade Runner wet part. Like that
wet in every episode.
It's so like it cannot be a mistake. Like obviously whoever was in charge of originally writing it or creating the visuals or whatever, they were like, we're making a cyberpunk series.
It has to be on purpose because they even did it in one of the later episodes of The Mandalorian too.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to give any context because one of us hasn't seen any of it. But yeah, that scene was straight out of Blade Runner. Yeah, straight out.
All right, I'll definitely have to. I'll give it a shot. You know, like I said, I liked Rogue One, and so it wasn't ever like I was like, I don't think I'll dislike it. I just like it just didn't like yell at me as like it wasn't like the thing that I was like, oh, I gotta check that out.
Don't go into this expecting Rogue One.
Right.
For sure.
It's a completely different kind of watch.
But if you like cyberpunk, you'll probably like Andor.
Okay. Dude, Harry Potter's aunt goes the fuck off, too.
Hell yeah.
She do, though.
She do.
Yeah, she do.
Wait, the bitchy human one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Eric Voss. Eric Voss at New Rockstars pointed something out. In her speech, she says fuck in it. Oh my god, hold on. Spoiler. You're getting a spoiler.
Okay.
So, you know the little aliens in The Mandalorian, the little mechanics?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I think
like the no squeeze, bad baby.
No squeeze, bad baby.
Mm-hmm.
The last time you see those and it says no squeeze, bad baby, I want you to listen to what that guy says right after.
Okay.
Right after. He's essentially said what does he say? He says, "I'm out of here, motherfucker." I'm not kidding. At all.
Oh my god. I'm gonna have to look for that.
Oh
my god. Okay.
It was
fantastic.
Crazy.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I ain't Disney. I ain't Lucasfilm. I give you a little respect for that.
Yeah, you may want to find it.
I wonder if Samuel L. Jackson is pissed that he's not the first person to say motherfucker in Star Wars.
Oh, right. Right. Maybe they did a little voice modulation and let Samuel L. Jackson do the voice for that one.
I hope so. That'd be fantastic.
He's like, y'all gave me my purple lightsaber, but you ain't gonna let me say motherfucker.
All right. The next teaser we got for the first time we got Jude Law in Star Wars with Skeleton Crew.
I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get the full rundown on what Skeleton Crew is like the story of. I know it's supposed to be like he's leading like a group of young.
It's a very kids with bikes feel.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I was
It's
getting.
Star Wars kids with bikes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Neato.
Which I feel like this comes up every time we're talking about current Star Wars, is that all these new current Star Wars projects, they're just doing Star Wars in different genres.
Yeah.
So, like, Mando is Star Wars Western, Andor is Star Wars Cyberpunk. Now we got Star Wars kids on bikes.
But it's so fucking accurate, though.
Yeah, and it's fantastic.
It is.
Keep doing it.
I love it.
Bad Batch is like Star Wars war movie, like like Saving Private Ryan style, Band of Brothers style, like
fucking Benedict Arnold or whatever.
It's all good. It's all good. So if you like Star Wars and you like the kids with bikes style movies, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. You just don't realize you know what I'm talking about.
Bet.
Group of kids with little to no adult supervision. Go on an adventure. Something fantastical happens. Things?
Then you know kids on bikes. Have you watched E.T.? Then you know kids on bikes.
Right. All right. So our last teaser, we got a teaser for. We got a teaser for Acolyte, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the same movie that James Mangold is supposed to be directing, or am I messing those up?
Hold on.
No. Okay. No, The Acolyte is going to be a TV series. So these are two different things.
Yes. And that I am excited about because that's going to be the one that like focuses on a lot more of the martial art aspect of like the Jedi Order and the different styles
And Carrie Ann Moss as a Jedi.
Mm-hmm. Let's fucking go.
Fucking Trinity
Hell
is the fucking Jedi.
Let's fucking go. It's gonna be dope. I'm super excited. I think that's gonna be. That's one of my favorite things that they bring out in a lot of the animated projects that they have made strides in live action, but never captured like a lot of that same magic. There's like a lot of like what they try to do with Darth Maul, but like he was super cool to watch, but like it was all fucking fluff, no like meat, no substance. You know,
at least not until the animated.
Right,
shows,
exactly.
yeah.
And then they brought out how brilliant and devastating that Darth Maul actually can be in an animated format. So for them to like put a focus in a live action format on a more martial aspect of it, I think is I'm excited to see that.
So yeah, we've got Star Wars Kung Fu movie. Let's fucking go. Yet another genre.
There we go. Hell yeah. Enter the Jedi.
I think it'd be cool if, well, I mean, it can't happen there, but Donnie Yen's character would have been great in a Kung Fu.
Yeah.
But we got Andor.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. They do have a really kind of like known name in martial arts doing like working on like I think a lot of the fight choreography and stuff like that. I can't remember, but
apparently Leslie Headland, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, pitched the series as Frozen meets Kill Bill.
Frozen meets Kill Bill. That's an interesting take. Wiggle your little Sith toe.
And that it nods to how George Lucas was first inspired by samurai and martial arts movies when he was making Star Wars. So,
hell yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know much about these ones.
All right. So then we got a trailer for Ahsoka,
which I'm hyped for.
I know y'all Rebels fans out there got really fucking hyped when you saw Thrawn.
Oh god, yeah.
They showed his face at the actual conference. We didn't get to see his face.
Nah.
Lars Mikkelsen is actually playing him, who was the voice in Rebels, which is cool.
Right, which I think that's dope. That's super. Yeah, I'll be excited to see. Though, like, think about, we spoke on, I think it was Rebels, wasn't it? Or no, maybe it wasn't. When they did the basically theatrical magic with fucking, oh god, what's his name? Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yeah.
Like, they basically, like, dude, rest in peace, passed away, years ago. It looked like that motherfucker clear as day was playing that role. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
I have no doubt that they can pull off some pretty impressive visuals, like Thrawn. And obviously they've done so with, other alien species and whatnot. They've had success with them. I'm excited to see what they
Yeah, and for us Scott Pilgrim fans, Mary Elizabeth Winstead is in it too. So
it's a beam.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Harrison Dula.
Yeah. And and they announced that's coming out this year in August. So we don't have that long to wait if Ahsoka is what you're excited about.
Hell yeah. No, that's like 3.5 months out. Just around the corner. Yeah, a lot of this stuff was slated sooner than I had actually expected. It wasn't surprised.
Now
some of the stuff early. Now, a lot of it, of course, is still probably down the road, but getting a couple things, up close, a little stuff to tide you over till some of these great projects.
Now, again, I am reading this off a list I got off of Games Radar, and I considered skipping this because it has nothing to do with Star Wars. But I might as well. They did tease about 5 minutes of footage from the new Indiana Jones movie.
Cool.
I don't know, man. I liked the original trilogy of Indiana Jones movies, but after that, I feel like I could have it.
Crystal Skull. Everybody agrees that Crystal Skull wasn't great.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Disney's doing great things with Star Wars. Who knows what they'll do with Indiana Jones?
Now, here's the real question. Harrison Ford, they killed off in one franchise after many years. Are they finally going to do it for Indy? Is Indy finally gonna get some fucking sleep after all these years?
I fucking doubt it, but
and that Shia LaBeouf kid's gonna come and stab him real dramatically on the, on a rope bridge in some African like Aztec like pyramid type thing.
Oh god, that'd be too on the nose, man. They can't do the exact same thing.
Oh come on, no, thematically it checks out.
All right, then we got a teaser for the third season of Bad Batch. So if you've been enjoying that series, you're getting another season of that.
I couldn't even get into the second series. I tried to get into the second season. Just couldn't do it.
In true Grizzly fashion, lately I'm behind the times when it comes to some of the forefront media, but in particular and especially like a lot of the side projects. So that's what I've not gotten around to myself.
I know this is the biggest thing I'll get hate for as a Star Wars fan, but I have tried with many of the Star Wars animated series, Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch, and with all of them, I usually get like 5 or 6 episodes in, and then I just kind of fall off.
No, Clone Wars I was never hugely into, but I did fuck heavy with Rebels. I liked Rebels a lot.
Yeah.
Like, to be fair. And I think a lot of that was to do, especially with like seeing a lot of like the Dark Sisters and like, getting a little bit more fleshed out on like Darth Maul and, all that kind of stuff. Those storylines they interest me the most out of that era. So I think that kind of led to my interest there, but I agree on the overall, like they don't always hit the way you want them to, I guess.
Right.
At least Clone Wars didn't for me, so I agree with you on that. I'll back you up on that.
I liked Clone Wars, but I also liked Dragon Ball Z, and I also liked Naruto, and I think that Clone Wars kind of, quote-unquote, suffers from the same thing that those do. Filler episodes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, filler is a kill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So give me Disney, give me Clone Wars Kai. give me Clone Wars Kai, where you take all the filler and cut it out. And
oh yeah, there you go.
Oh man, but like I don't just want to report on the stuff we're excited about. It's here, so like if you're a big Bad Batch fan, you're getting the third season,
and we're happy. You can be the baddest of the batches.
This has been on my to watch for a while, like my to watch. I haven't watched it yet, but Tales of the Jedi is getting a season 2.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything on it yet either.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, somebody had to tell me. Cool. I didn't know it existed. Somebody else told me. They were like, "Hey, you're a Star Wars fan. Have you watched this?" And I was like, "No, what is it?" And they were like, "Go to your Disney Plus right now and search this." And I was like, "Oh, this looks cool." So I have it like saved to my list of things to watch, but I haven't watched Tales of the Jedi yet. But it apparently did well enough that it's getting a season 2.
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it a lot.
And I'm so behind the times. I still need to watch Obi-Wan.
It was good. It was okay. It was okay. Also hits on the cyberpunk themes a lot too, in certain parts. In certain parts.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a release date for Visions Volume 2,
which I'm hyped about. I never thought that I would be so excited for non-canon Star Wars tales.
But oh my god, Visions 1 was so fucking good. I've watched it so many times.
So good. See, I think this is really pointing out that people don't give a fuck about canon in certain aspects.
Yeah.
Like, I think that Marvel should take a fucking cue from this.
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
You might be onto something with that.
I mean, because I really think that Visions really kind of, it freshened things up. You know what I mean? Made things more, it's like a palate cleanser, really.
Yeah, it was a bunch of little smaller bit stories, quickly over a smaller span. Yeah, I agree. It is a good little palette.
It's what Marvel's What If should have been.
Yes.
Because, they took What If, and they did a season, and it wasn't bad, but, they were telling one overall story, all these little things kind of merged together to tell one story, and they should just have, an ongoing saga of What If that just doesn't fucking matter or touch anything else. Like, it's just be like, and don't make it all in the same style either. Like, do what Visions did. Like, just let random people take random stabs at random Marvel stories that have nothing to do with the MCU.
I think they should 100%. And, you know, in fact, actually, they kind of done that already in the comics where they did the whole manga-verse.
Yeah.
They just kind of did like a little manga-verse, and then it was just like, that was fun. On. And it was great. I loved the manga-verse. That manga-verse Spider-Man is probably my favorite Spider-Man ever. Legit. He's great. So, I mean, I don't know why they couldn't like do like a little anime cartoon for all of their...
You did a manga-verse, do an anime-verse.
Yeah.
That's right. I would love to see it.
Marvel anime-verse.
I'm here for it.
I think they would do quite well because Marvel... One thing I will say, Marvel has... While I do think that DC, that is like one area that do have the upper hand, is their animated features or featured film projects. But imagine if they did adapt in that way to like an animated or more anime-leaning version of Marvel properties as animated features. That could be fucking killer. I think that would be, and I think, you know, to your point, they would blend well together. Like, imagine Iron Man as a fucking mecha suit and shit like that. Like, that would be dope.
Didn't they do that in Ultimates?
They very well could have.
But I mean, not like an anime version of like, I mean,
right.
But
right.
The Ultimates Iron Man was very much like the Iron Man suit. There was an Iron Man suit that was a lot bigger. But yeah, that'd be fun. I would be down for that. Shinji, get in the Iron Man suit. That's who Tony Stark should look like, is Shinji. I mean, actually, man, the more I joke about it, like a teen genius Tony Stark who has this like giant mech that he runs to be Iron Man.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
Marvel Animeverse, get on it.
Get on it.
You heard it here first.
I want my money.
Verbal trademark.
But yeah, we're going to get Visions Season 2 on Star Wars Day, May the 4th.
Be with you. And also with you.
And they announced a lot of the voice cast that's going to be on it too. And it's stacked. And not stacked with a bunch of names that are actors like the Mario movie stacked their voice cast. No, we're talking they stacked it with voice actors. It looks awesome.
Quick little side note. Katie and I did watch the Mario movie this past Sunday.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
That Peaches song has been firmly entrenched in my head since.
They're talking about Jack Black getting nominated for an Oscar for Peaches.
I've heard it, but I think it's a joke.
I don't know. I've seen some of the original song nominees in past years, and I don't think it's that much of a stretch.
Okay, all right.
Now, if it would, I don't think it'll win, to be honest with you. But the nomination, like, I think it can get the nomination.
Okay.
But I absolutely loved it. And also, one of my, like, people can say what they want about, you know, certain voices for certain characters and stuff like that. I thought Seth Rogen as DK, every time Seth Rogen laughed as Seth Rogen as DK, he was just like, fuck you, Mario. I was just fucking dying.
I think Seth Rogen did a great job at being Seth Rogen.
I think he did too.
Which is exactly what he told them they were going to get if they cast him as Donkey Kong.
He's like, I'm no voice actor.
It's not what I would have done. I enjoyed him as Seth Rogen. It's not what I would have wanted as Donkey Kong. I could nitpick that movie to death, right? But for a kid's movie, and if you compare it against what we've got in the past as far as Mario movies go,
what we got as our kids' Super Mario movie,
then it was pretty good. And it was also the first time I ever took my kid to the theater to see a movie.
That's awesome.
And we had a good time together. So that movie will forever have a special place in my memories. So yeah, I could nitpick it to death, but it was fun.
But yeah, I didn't want to sidetrack us too much, but I did want to make mention of that because I know.
Nope, we do not have a theme to the episode. So
oh, for sure, that's true.
Yeah, so this is totally in brand for us now. So
but you know, if you do want to be sidetracked, you know what you could do. You could check out Geeky Clean.
Can I get Squeaky Clean at Geeky Clean?
You can! The handmade monthly dice set Bath Bomb subscription box is the ultimate indulgence for dice enthusiasts and bath lovers alike. Every month, subscribers receive a curated, handmade dice bath bomb, each with its own unique scent, color, and set of dice. These bath bombs are carefully crafted with high-quality ingredients, providing a relaxing and exciting soak every time.
The colors and scents change each month, so subscribers never know what to expect. From vibrant hues to calming shades, and from sweet and floral fragrances to spicy and invigorating scents, the dice bombs change every month. And of course, the highlight of the subscription box is the different sets of dice. Each month, subscribers receive a new set of dice ready for their next adventure.
The Dice Bomb for May is scented with a raspberry and vanilla fragrance and has purple dragon eye dice. Each bath bomb also comes with a linen dice bag. And don't forget, you can get 10% off your subscription or any other order with our link or discount code Guild Decree. But as much as we've been talking about Star Wars, we're not done with shit that happened during the 2 weeks that we were not recording. Like we've already talked about, the Mario movie came out. We watched it. It was good. Like I said, I have my complaints, but it was good. And then we got a trailer I'm very excited about for the Muppets Mayhem.
I saw the trailer. Okay, I'm down for it. I'm interested in to see where they go with it. It seems like they are leaning heavy into the celebrity guests.
Oh yeah, I mean, but Muppets always has. I mean, like it's always been. Well, not always, but it's a big part of what the Muppets are.
I've never been too much of a Muppet maniac myself, but
yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I do know lots of people who are a fan. It looks like it'll be enjoyable for people who are the series.
Oh yeah, guild member Michael Stewart will be all over it, all over it.
And it seems like not only for him in particular, not only is it leaning heavy into the Muppets thing, but the fact that it's Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem and basically a whole rock movie, like that seems right up his alley too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But for those who haven't seen it, Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem have been part of the Muppets pretty much from the beginning. You know, Animal is the drummer for Dr. Teeth, so if you don't know about the band in general, you know about Animal. But it's a whole movie. It looks like it starts with like some biopic stuff, or series, excuse me. All the episodes are going to be available May 10th. It looks like this starts like a biopic where you got a bunch of celebrity cameos of people in the music industry saying they were big fans of Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. And then you get the big reveal that as long as they've been around, they've never recorded an album. They did a lot of touring. They wrote a lot of songs. As Dr. Teeth in the trailer says, they got distracted by the 80s and never recorded an album. So it's all about their journey to record an album as Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, which I'm just really excited about. I've always been a Muppets fan. I can't really talk about them in depth, apparently, but I love them.
I remember like years ago, before this movie was even talked about, I know someone suggested that they should do a movie based on these guys, but do it in a Spinal Tap kind of way, which would have been fucking great. This looks like it might be close. You know, not filmed the same way, but just following the band around and stuff like that. So I'm kind of hoping for, it'd be great as if we got a Spinal Tap appearance in this. I would love that.
So, Grizz, you obviously did not see the trailer for Muppets Mayhem, but if you had, you would know that Kevin Smith is directing an episode.
What?
And of course will be making a cameo.
Of course.
And he's in the trailer. So when you get a chance after this episode, maybe give that trailer a watch. I think you'll really enjoy it.
All right, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, May 10th, we're going to get all the episodes for that.
Now, is that what is that coming to? Is it also Disney Plus?
Disney Plus, yeah. Okay. Because Disney owns everything.
True.
But something not Disney, that has been all over my TikTok feed and all over all my social media feeds, and it's kind of a historic thing, so I feel like I need to talk about it. So apparently, some people who work on the Pokemon trading card game, like packing line, like who pack the cards in the packs and stuff like that, have been picking cards off the assembly line for quite a few years now. Like anything that's like ultra rare or anything like that, they've been just picking them off the line so they're not like in the packs at all, or they took the extremely rare and made them even rarer by like picking half of them off the line. So if you've been spending money on Pokemon cards trying to get a particular card, you go buy a whole box trying to get particular cards, and you can't get it, this might be the reason why.
Jeez. For a TCG, like that's insane. And I mean, I don't, like, I'm not huge into, and I'm like Pokemon cards themselves. I was very heavy into like Magic the Gathering and other, well, that's primarily the physical TCG that I was into and stuff. So like I get how all, that, and that's like why I guess it blows my fucking mind. Like, because yeah, I mean, you already know they have to, I think at this point, state the odds of like, so many packs have an ultra rare, like, so many packs have a mythic rare, whatever the fuck, kind of rarity scale. And to think that, they're being pilfered, like, because you see a lot of these people on, like you said, TikTok, you'll scroll through, and like I said, I'm not huge into TCGs myself anymore, so I don't follow anything specifically to that on TikTok or what have you, but I still occasionally will get like the lives where people are pulling, pack after pack after pack, and like they're selling them, or I guess, or something to people in their comments, and like that's wild to me. And like I guess it had gotten to that point because of something like this, where like you have to feel like you have to rely on somebody else who you think is more reliable to pull something in order to buy it. I don't know what the whole ordeal with that is, but like that's crazy.
It's like there was like a whole thing on YouTube for a while where these big YouTubers started out with, I believe, Jake Paul, that piece of shit, buying a shit ton of boxes and then just opening them all, and getting all the like the rare stuff out, and like it was getting to the point to where these boxes weren't making it into the public like they should have been, and I it's just bullshit. I mean, these people have all this money, and then they are buying these things up, that the least they could do is take these cards and give them away.
Yeah.
The least they can do is that.
Yeah.
But even on top of that, like if you were to get, and I believe the set that actually they caught him was Fusion Strike, was the name of the set. Like if you even got your hands on some Fusion Strike cards because of just the rarity of being able to get a hold of cards in general, to find out that all the rare cards got pulled out anyway. Like, what a fucking kick in the teeth.
Right?
Like, we're talking thousands of cards. Thousands upon thousands of cards that got stolen before they even hit the shelves.
A booster box, depending on your TCG of choice, will run you anywhere from like 175, well, like 125 maybe on the lower end, all the way upwards of like 330 on some. Especially the Magic the Gathering collectors lines now, like 350 easy for just a couple of collectors boosters, worth of that product and whatnot. So yeah, to think like that's fucking wild. You throw all that money out there thinking the chance, you're like, oh well, I've got 300 packs or 200 packs or whatever the count is, and you got 10 cards per pack. You're supposed to have like a however many chance of pulling an ultra rare or whatever, or better from every single, or well, out of a set of 10 it is. That's nuts. So like, did they ever find out, so was it close to half, or was that not even like something they've bothered to look into? They're like, we can look at what we can verify as stolen, and we can say that roughly half of the shit that should have been in there was also deducted or what have you.
So I think there's still a lot of investigation going on. There was one photo that got released that was taken at a card shop in Texas, where basically a bunch of these employees who were stealing cards off the line went and sold these cards. And so
Wow, this is bringing back like some GameStop memory shit because like you have these motherfuckers steal fucking video games off the shelves of Walmart or Best Buy or wherever the fuck, and then walk right the fuck up in our doors to like trade them in, sell them or whatever, and like, oh shit, that's so skeevy. I hate all of that.
But I will show you this one picture, and I'll put this picture on our Discord as well for anybody who wants to see the picture. This is just what they tried to unload at one game store.
Oh.
It's not a small amount of cards. Like, this is a ridiculous amount of cards.
At one time?
Yeah.
Did
this is stacks and stacks of the same.
Yeah, so this is basically how they got caught. Is this card store turned in this photo, and they were like, something is wrong here. Like, initially, apparently they thought they were fakes, but like they looked at them and like, no, these aren't fake. And yeah, so this is basically how they got caught. Is this one card shop released this photo and reported them?
Okay, so even if you're gonna try and pull a stunt like this, to take your lot like that,
I don't think this was their lot. I think they were probably going to offload off of a bunch of different game stores. And like, I feel like what we're looking at, we need to realize, is just a fraction of what was actually stolen.
Oh God, because that's still so many. Because we're looking at literally at least 2,000 cards on this table, at least. And I mean that there's two like little sidebar boxes that you see like MTG singles and stuff in all the time. There's like 3 of those right there as well. So you're talking easily another couple hundred each in those. And these are all like in triplicate to the 10th level of copies of each of these ultra rares and shit. Like, my God, how anybody thinks they could get away with this is insane.
I have never heard of anything like this happening in any trading card game, let alone the trading card game for the #1 media selling franchise in the world.
Period. Yeah.
I mean, this is why I felt like we had to talk about this, because this is historic, not in a good way. Like, but you're talking about ruining the experience of like kids and fans everywhere.
Right, and when you talk about TCGs and collectible type of merchandise, whether it be cards, figures, whatever, like when you put a limited number on something as a collected anything kind of merchandise, and then you find out that against the good faith of like this basically like goods and services arrangement of like, I'm accepting the risk of, I know that there's only this % that I'm going to get like a certain select of whatever. And like to find out that even that is like bullshit on a level like this is, it really hurts. I feel like this avenue of gaming, you know what I mean? Like that is a huge blow to the trust between consumers and collectible type companies. Because I don't know if Pokemon is run through like a parent house, like obviously they're not Wizards or, whatever, but like, a lot of like Magic the Gathering has a parent company through Wizards where that's who it's printed through and all that. I don't know if Pokemon has like that or if they do their own shit, but in either case, to your point, it's for the highest grossing and selling, most popular worldwide franchise in history by far. And I don't know, it puts a real bad taste in your mouth.
Now, reading a little bit further into this, the Pokemon Company did release. Now, this picture was taken in the fall of 2021.
Okay, so it is dated.
And apparently, the cards were eventually seized by one individual, allegedly a private investigator that was hired by the Pokemon Company.
Oh God, so this goes deeper.
But just this month, the Pokemon Company released a statement about this whole thing. They say that officially the cards were not necessarily stolen cards and did not affect the rarity of that set. I don't know how much I believe that.
I mean,
I think that has to be a cover story.
It's got to be. I mean, because like when you look at the position they're in, what else are you going to say?
If it didn't affect the rarity of the set, then this shouldn't be a big deal.
Right.
That's just all there is to it.
Right.
If it doesn't
Yeah,
affect
all
the
the
rarity,
points
these are
I've
bullshit cards.
went on soapbox and
Yeah.
that would be null and void essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If
So it's
that's true.
Right. So it's like one of those, okay, so these guys probably stole 10 cents a card worth of stuff, you know, so maybe they stole like maybe $500 worth of cards, so they should be getting off with a misdemeanor. So why are we making a big deal about this? If it doesn't affect the rarity of these cards, then those cards are worth bullshit. So, or did they steal thousands of dollars worth of cards? If they did, then it did affect the rarity. These people don't think that we know how this shit works.
Right.
Right.
Those are just pieces of fucking cardboard, my dudes. They're worth nothing.
They're worth the value that we're assigned to them.
Until we assign them this value based off of their rarity.
The only way it wouldn't have affected the rarity is if what the thieves did was print extra cards.
That's
like
that's
if they didn't steal them off the line.
They didn't look like this would necessarily be the case, but if they, like say, even if they say their strategy was like, all right, Tommy on this line and me on this line or whatever the fuck, you know, we're gonna claim this batch had such and such defect, so we get them removed, we pocket them, they get reprinted so that their fulfillment is the right way it should be for the whatever. But then really what they're doing is flooding the market with kind of bullshit, and like really it's just affecting the assigned value, like Baron was saying.
No matter how they did it, it's fucked up.
Right. And it's still, at the end of the day, it does still impact it to a point, because even if it didn't affect the overall rarity, you know, then you've got these excess cards that realistically, when they hit all these singles counters and like you're not racking up people, you know, shortages on $45-$50 cards the way you expect you should be or whatever, you know what I mean? Like there's eventually going to come to a point where they're not going to be as rare as they should be, and that over time will, you know, so there's different impacts and different ways to cut it. But yeah, to your point, it's still kind of aspect.
It's the same
way you cut it.
It's the same kind of thing as these scalpers who we have fucking ranted about in the past, where they're
all
taking
the way from GPUs to anything collectible. I mean, fuck, PS5s.
You're ruining the experience for the rest of us because you're trying to make a quick buck.
Yeah, I could give a fuck less if these people are trying to fuck over Hasbro. You know, I've already said my piece about Hasbro. I don't give a fuck about them. Big corpo guys, you know, this is the cyberpunk and me coming out, I guess. The big corpo guys, I don't give a fuck. You know, whatever. But what they're doing is essentially putting stolen goods in the hands of mom and pop shops, your friendly local hood gaming stores, which makes them culpable to buying these things, which could get them in trouble. They're taking cards that kids could have gotten in their decks, and it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Yep.
Again, if you know what, if they went in there and they just fucking stole from Hasbro, and then they just started handing out these cards, you know, not in big bulk like that, no way anybody's going to be able to trace this shit down, and just handing them out, cool. Yeah, we need more Robin. We need more Robin Hoods.
FLGS is everywhere. You see somebody playing the TCG, you just, you know, slide a couple rares to the kids in the corner playing. Like, that's how you distribute it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's the Robin Hood way.
But no, just like scalpers, these guys are fucking over your average consumer, the actual fans of these things, in order to make a quick buck, and it's just detestable. Even the ones who are doing it legally, it's detestable. But just doing it illegally just kind of adds another layer.
I agree.
Anywho, off of me bringing the mood down with fucking Pokemon theft.
Don't steal my Pokemon.
I said I was excited about it happening. It happened. Creator Clash 2. My boy Aaron finally got some vindication and won himself a fight. But I think the big story that everybody's talking about is Markiplier's boy winning a fight.
My boy Eve, TKO. Sheesh! That shit was fucking... I've seen, like, the couple of seconds of his fight where he got the TKO. And I know that we have... I think or hope plans to hopefully where I can view it, because I didn't catch the first Creators Clash. I hated that, but I would love to catch a rewatch of this one. I want to see Aaron's fight because I was stoked. I like Rick. I'm a big fan of the Grumpy Grumps, Aaron himself. I mean, he's obviously been passionate about it and worked at it for, over the past a little more than 2 years at this point. And I know he was fighting some illness heading up to it, so I was a little nervous for him, but I was stoked.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got access to the... I bought the pay-per-view. I've got access to the recording for another 3 days. I thought I had access for a little bit longer, but it's only for like the next 3 days. So I won't have access to it anymore by the time you're hearing this, but you will know that I definitely didn't take my pay-per-view recording that I paid for and stream it on the Discord sometime within the past few days. That's definitely something that did not happen. And if you're listening to this and you're like, man, I wish I could have seen that not happen, well, then maybe you should have been part of our Discord. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Maybe you should. And you might say the other side of that is maybe you shouldn't. But I would riposte with a, yes, you should. Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to be that aggressive. But do come in here. We are lovely. And sometimes cool things do or do not happen.
For the most part, too.
But man, I think that's about all I had. What else has gone on for the past 2 weeks with you guys?
Well, I mean, I was talking about the Mandalorian finale has finally hit. Wonderful ending as far as I'm concerned. And
so I guess we won't see from Din Djarin again until the movie.
And
Probably,
remind me,
yeah.
Which movie is this one
maybe.
that brings it all?
Maybe.
The Dave Filoni one. I don't think there's a title on it just yet.
Oh, it's a working title. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even think it started. Ahsoka has to happen first.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll get at least one more Mandalorian. I think.
You think so? Another season?
Yeah.
Because they didn't announce it. They didn't announce, hey, here's another season of Mandalorian. But at the same time, fuck, how could you not?
Right. Grogu's just so fucking cute.
Tiffany was just telling me about how she thinks Grogu should have a talk show. And I was like, he doesn't talk. Does he have a talk show? It's just a whole talk show of him sitting in an IG-12 with the yes, no, yes.
It'd be like, this Disney Plus like version of Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're keeping up on it, but the Picard series is going very well. Got to see the old gang from TNG come back.
Oh, nice.
Teaser trailer for Strange New World Season 2. Amazing. I think that Strange New Worlds is the best Trek series to come out in like 20 years.
Got it.
It's amazing. It is amazing. What's new in gaming?
Dude, that's another thing I feel like I'm so out of the loop on and shit. Like, work keeps me so busy that, like, I used to, like, that was all I ever used to fucking do in my spare time was play games. Like, that's literally, like, it for the vast majority of my life.
I'll tell you what's new in gaming in my world. I contributed to the Kickstarter for Curse of the Sea Rats, which was a completely hand-drawn Metroidvania-style game about a bunch of rat pirates. And that came in this week.
Nice.
It's co-op, so me and Tiff will be digging into that very soon.
Hell yeah.
The GameStop has had just off the heels, they just had a buy two, get one free pre-owned game sale. They're currently having a buy one, get one free sale on select new games, which I had to restrain myself because both Super Mario Strikers and Elden Ring are on that list. And I almost bought them both. Yeah.
Strikers looks good. I do want that. And Elden Ring, oh my god, I fucking love that game so much. Oh, it's one of my favorites. It's so good.
But Tears of the Kingdom and Jedi Survivor both come out real soon.
Well, see, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, so Tears of the Kingdom, and if you don't know anything about Grizz is Zelda fan extraordinaire. I'm a huge Zelda fan. That's my motherfucking shit. Ever since I was a kid, the release of a Zelda game comes, I take days, if not a week or more, off of whatever obligations I have, and I fucking go through it at least one full. And I've done it ever since. For me, growing up, elementary school age, I would have been like, what, 9 or 10 when Ocarina of Time came out in 98? No, I'd have been like 8 or 9, excuse me. And so, yeah, so I took off like a little over a week. Or was that 96 and the Majora's Mask 98? That might be it. And then, yeah, I did the same thing for Majora's Mask just every year since. So I even have, at this point, 5 days scheduled off of work for the release of Tears of the Kingdom. But the thing is, I just found out this, I'm part of like a development program at the company I work at, and they just let me know I'm supposed to start training for the next leg of my work projects and stuff. So I start training on the 15th, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, fuck, that's like, it's only like 3 days into the time off I took. Or wait, no, I have to finish out schedules, so I don't actually even have the day of release off because it comes out on Friday. So I'll have Saturday, Sunday, and then like I think Monday is that 15th. I'm gonna like, I need to talk to them and be like, dude, I'm not gonna tell them what it's about because I don't want them to be like, yeah, if it's for a video game, reschedule it. But like, but at the same time, if I just be like, I actually had time off, they'll probably just be like, don't worry about it or whatever.
Right.
By the way, if anybody I work with is listening to this, no, you're not. I love you. Bye.
But yeah, we got a new. That's something else that happened in these 2 weeks. We got a new trailer for Tears of the Fallen Kingdom.
Oh my god!
And fucking Mercer,
Daddy Ganon.
Getting 2 mentions on this week's episode. Fucking, we get to hear Mercer as the voice of Ganondorf.
I swear we were talking about that. I swear we were talking about that in a prior.
We talked about him. We talked about him being announced as the voice actor.
No. I mean, like way back when. Like, did we talk about the announcement or the rumored announcement? And then we talked about him being in that YouTube short as Ganondorf.
Possibly. But
if anybody's listening right now, any of our hardcore fans, go back and listen to our podcasts and let me know which one I'm talking about.
As far as I know, this is like the first time we actually get to hear him talk. Like for any extended amount of time. It might have been like a little bit of a voice clip in like previous
Very
trailers.
Much.
But very brief. But like,
you mean, okay. I thought you were talking about previous iterations of Ganon, and I was like, yeah, they gave him the Link treatment, you know, where you get the and like, you know, but he didn't ever have voiced lines. But
wait,
yeah, and I mean,
has Link ever talked? Like
not in the mainline games.
Yes.
We're not talking about the cartoon. We're not talking about the cartoon.
Yes, this was recently on actually, so like this is where I got fucking corrected. He speaks in Wind Waker. Link speaks in Wind Waker. It's very short. He says, "Come on," and little lines like that. When
fuck you, that's not talking.
So it's just one more syllable.
Not you. I'm saying fuck you.
Yeah, but it's actual words. It's actual words. It's not like grunts.
That's the most
it's not
technicality that tracks for actually. You know
what? Look. I'm sorry. It is technically correct, which is
the best kind of correct.
That's debatable.
So, but yeah, in Wind Waker, when you're leading around certain characters, you can tell them to come on or like stay here, and like Link actually uses those commands.
Yeah.
Also, you're saying he also says stay here.
I think it's something like that. There are like 3 or 4 little voice lines that he uses interchangeably in Wind Waker.
They basically use them in 2 different scenarios. One with your sister in the very beginning, and then 2 with fucking Medley in Dragon Roost Island.
But it's the kind of thing.
Temple.
It's the kind of thing that like you can't just use cans. Like they had to take a voice actor and put him in the booth. And get actual words. So
someone got paid per word for that gig. So yeah, all right, I'll accept that. Side thought, Rose Tico should be in the new Rey Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I don't like how she got treated. I didn't like her character, but I don't like how that actress got treated. So you know what? Just because of that, I want her in everything. I want her to be a main character now.
I could be completely misremembering, but didn't she sacrifice herself?
No.
At the end of 9?
I don't think so. She's still alive, right?
I thought she like crashed her little ship into.
Nah, no way. No way.
Okay, I could be wrong. I could be misremembering. It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
If she did, I'm about to use a guild decree. No, she's still alive.
Okay. All right.
Ooh, you're lucky. You're lucky, Lucasfilm. I almost used it.
You'll rue the day. Start ruing.
You better do it. Rue.
Oh, I forgot. And also, going way back, Creator Clash, Marisha Ray, while she didn't win her fight, she did have an excellent entrance where pretty much the entire cast of Critical Role came out with her in hoods. Like, Travis attempted to hand her this giant sword, but she was wearing boxing gloves, so it didn't go so well. But yeah, it was pretty fantastic.
No, she did not win?
No, she did not win, unfortunately.
Boo.
Yeah. No, she did not win her fight. She looked like she had fun, though. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if she's back next year for Creator Clash 3.
She's gonna train all year just to get there.
Mm-hmm. Fucking put Travis on the card. That's
that boy would clean house. Oh, you know what?
But if they're gonna have Harley fight a professional wrestler, they could put Travis on the card and find somebody to fight him.
Who was Aaron's opponent this time around? I didn't even catch that.
Jarvis Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, what if they did ask everybody and like everybody just said no except for Marisha? Maybe they asked Travis first.
I feel like Marisha probably volunteered just to help out.
I actually read an article on that. She did. She watched the first one. Was like, I actually used to practice some MMA or different martial arts. She's like, I want to do this. She was like, I think in the article she was quoted as saying, I looked over at my husband Matt and said, I want to do this. And so like
and it's all for charity, so the chance to support the Critical Role Foundation.
That's 100% what the proceeds or what she was fighting for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everybody in the crowd had their pop signs too.
Pop.
That's cool.
All right, so with that, I think we're gonna wrap up this episode.
Alrighty, gang. It always feels like it just flies by anytime we get together and shoot the shit.
Grizz, Lee, if anyone liked what you had to say and they want to find you anywhere else on the internet, where can they do that?
They can just come into our Discord and say, hey, friendly bear person, and I'll say hi. Otherwise, I am on Twitter, though I'm not really active, but you can find me there at Grizz of the Wild. And you can also, even though I don't currently have a lot of content available, Grizz of the Wild on YouTube as well. Otherwise, you can just find me, like I said, chilling with the guildies.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for tuning into this episode of Casters Guild. Email us, castersguild@gmail.com. Tell us what you want to hear about on these podcasts. I'd like to talk more about what you want to hear about, not necessarily stuff that we're into, but stuff that you want to hear about. We'll make sure to put it on the docket. Come and check us out on Discord, where we talk about stuff that doesn't make it to the podcast. And you can hear about deals and stuff like we were talking about, like actually on time. And we will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Okay, love you, pretty lady. Bye-bye.